Hello, Scott. How are we, mate? Can you hear me okay? First stream in a couple of weeks, mate. So I want to make sure that everything's working fine. Can everyone hear me okay? Whoever's watching? I don't even know if I'm muted. That's how much I know about technology, mate, when it comes to the streaming. But if you can hear me, give me a little thumbs up or a hello. Loud and clear. Thanks, Scott, mate. Brilliant. Happy days. So this is technically going to be the hangout. So I want to just try and get a good routine going. 10 a.m. Monday and Friday. Just come here for a couple of hours. We can all come and jump in, have a chat, talk about the trade, talk about airports, cars, anything you want. Just talk about whatever you want, really. Come and chill out. If you're waiting for a job, jump on the live, come and have a gab, come and just read what people are saying or talking about. And yeah, I'm going to try and do it twice a week on a Monday and on a Friday. Get a bit of a routine. And I'm going to be doing it on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch and Kick. So if you have any of those platforms that you prefer or you're off work and you want to throw Twitch on your telly, feel free, come along and jump in. So how are we all doing? Are we all good? Sound 5 out of 5, brilliant. Yes, mate, it's great. I had a great Christmas, mate. Very chill, very good. So now I'm back to the grind, back to the content, and yeah, hopefully it'll be a good little 2026 for everyone. So yeah, the only bad thing is about now, I feel a bit sorry for, and I know a few of the lads I've been talking to this morning, the taxis are pretty dead, aren't they? Between Christmas and New Year, they're a little bit dead, aren't they? That's the only issue we've got really with the taxis at the moment. Just giving everyone time to jump in. No, okay, I don't really work for Uber, mate. Don't really work for Uber. I have done for years, but I haven't worked Uber now in about 4 months, 5 months, something like that. So yeah, do the odd airport run, mainly do content, run the airport company. Nice one. Nice little coffee delivered. So yeah, yeah. So mainly do the odd airport run. Do the odd airport run. Not much Uber now, and yeah, content, run the airport company. That's it, Kate. Really, just the content, running the airport company. So the airport company at the moment, the airport transfers, that's doing all right, ticking over now. So it's a lot of admin work on that and promoting that and growing that. Let me just show you the Uber app. Show you how much of a yeah. I just think people always say about striking and anything like that, don't they? And strike this and fight this. I just think if you're not happy with something, just don't work for them and just do whatever you want to do. Yeah, the last time I done anything was the beginning of November. Don't know if you can see me. So I've done 60 quid in November, beginning of November was the last time I'd done anything on Uber. Do the odd little airport run, and yeah, that's about it really. Hello TikTok. You're audible, Mark, saying no sounds on TikTok. Listen, TikTok, guys, the software doesn't pull your comments through to the software. Only Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch does. So if you want to ask me a question, guys, on TikTok, you better coming over to one of the other platforms. I don't know why it just won't pull the comments through. And there's a lot of comments on TikTok, and I just can't get through to them because you know what I mean, guys? So if you want to come and join one of the other platforms, yeah, and then ask your question there, I'll be able to see it then on my screen. But I will try and keep up on TikTok as best as I can. But I will might miss some of the comments, guys. Yeah, thanks, Kay. commuter branch. Christmas was good. The week before I wrote off my Tesla Model Y. Are you joking? It was flood damage, so no accident. But the upshot is no car. What's to replace with Tesla? What bus is best for the airport? So hold on a minute, mate. You've got so much going on there. I need to ask you. How did you write your Model Y off? Flood damage? Did you go through a big tunnel? Big puddle? But I thought they were waterproof. I can't believe how have you done that, lad? Commuter, I need more info on that, mate. Minibus, myself personally, I'd probably go for a 9-seater Renault Traffic, Vauxhall Verado, Mercedes Vito, Ford Tornado. Just watch out for the wet belts. They are ticking time bombs on the wet belts, aren't they? I have a few jobs, leaving self-employed is too much outgoing. Yeah, okay, a lot of people are doing it, mate. I reckon 2026, we'll see a lot of drivers leaving Uber. Tax makes digital go starts in April. That's going to get rid of so many people, 100%. Yeah, and the way the jobs going, the prices are going and stuff, I think it's definitely dropping down, dropping down. Andrew, hello, mate. All the best. Thank you very much, Andy. My accountant. Hopefully he's nice this year. Trev, I'm applying for SEFT and how easy it is knowledge test in the middle of them inviting me for one. So Trev, if nothing's changed, mate, if nothing's changed, Sefton, they give you the book and they give you 10 questions, but the answers are in the book. That's the knowledge test of Sefton, mate. There's nothing to worry about with Sefton when it comes to knowledge tests. Liverpool is a struggle, and I think Knowsley hasn't got one either, or a very minimal one. So if you can read, you should be okay, mate. David, Newcastle Airport is a disgrace now. So what's happened at Newcastle Airport? If you've been to Manchester, it's an absolute joke, mate. We've literally had like 20 minutes. You'll get to Manchester Airport, not a problem. And then 20 minutes it'll take you to get into the terminal. It's ridiculous, mate. And I come back off holiday the beginning of December, and it took me an hour and 45 minutes from landing to get out. Like, I'm not even messing. It's so bad, Manchester Airport. So what's wrong with Newcastle? I heard you've got a free waiting zone, haven't you? Do you think the self-driving service will impact the taxi drivers? No, okay. Not for a very long time, mate. Thanks for the subscribe, mate. Appreciated. Um, not for a very long time. I just can't see it. So people message me all the time. Waymo's coming to London. Waymo's been in America for years. Waymo's hitting a lot of problems. Their technology is a lot more data driven, and it revolves around human interaction. The one thing we got to worry about is not Waymo and the driverless taxis, right? Is the cyber cabs from Tesla. Once they get flipping polished out, mate, they are going to be lethal. Around 20 grand to buy. I think they can produce them every 40 seconds or every 50 seconds. Not no word of a lie. They can spit them out yeah. And because their technologies ran on AI and radar systems, no human interaction at all. They are literally AI driverless car robots driving around the streets, doing what you tell them to do. Where Waymo use cameras and other technology, and it's a lot more expensive. So yeah, I reckon if anyone's going to replace the Uber driver and stuff and the cab driver, it's going to be Tesla Cybercab. Unreal, mate. Yeah, let me show you the Tesla Cybercab. Give me 2 secs. I'll show you right now. So this fella, I think, is going to replace in a few years, good few years. They started doing trials in America, in Texas, I think. But Tesla's looking because it's going to be so cheap. Tesla's going to be looking at trying to get these cheaper than you owning your own car. Seriously. So you'll get up in the morning and just book your Tesla cab to work, Tesla cab home. It'll cost you like $1 a mile or whatever, 50 cents a mile. That's what they're looking at doing. Very, very like sci-fi, science fiction. Let me see if this works. There we go. Right. This is the Cybercab that Tesla's made. 2-seater, massive boot. Look at that. No steering wheel. Yeah, no pedals. Nothing. Just two massive seats. There's the big boot. And it just pulls up. You jump in, and that's it. Two-seater, cybercab. That is mental. But I do like Teslas, you know I do, so it's pretty cool. Morning, Martin. How are we, mate? I was driving on a clear road with a sharp left turn onto a bridge up ahead. The bridge had 4 foot stone wall on the side. I drove onto the bridge into floodwater on the bridge. Wow. So literally you drove into floodwater in your Tesla Model Y and it wrote it off. What, like the battery went and failed or what? Mate, that's mental. I thought they were waterproof. There used to be a free drop off, now they are charging. Hardy David, yeah. And so 38 days and make tax digital comes into play. Do you reckon this will scare people out of the taxi trade? 95 days. Yeah, I 100% reckon it will. I know drivers now who's been working Uber for years and they're still just declaring the 12 grand. They're not even like holding accounts or nothing. They've just assumed that Uber's not telling the HMRC how much they're earning and they just put them through accounts. Now, Andy's my accountant. Do you see this, Andy? That this is happening? Obviously, no spoilers. Don't be telling anyone personal details. But it's happening, isn't it? People are probably coming to you and going, yeah, they only earn 12 and a half grand, mate, on Uber. Do you know what I mean? It happens. I know drivers that do it all the time. So I reckon them are going to be the ones that are either legging it, local operators, hackneys, something like that, something different. Hello, Carlos, you all right, mate? I'm new on this. What's the point of doing airports in Liverpool, sitting there 30 minutes, get a normal rate job? Carlos, Liverpool airport's not really the best to wait for. I've always found over the years, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because you could wait and you could get a job 5, 6 quid down the road. It's not worth it, in my opinion. But to be honest, I reckon the airports for Uber in general is not worth waiting. There's too many now. I was in the middle of the flood before I knew it. Continued driving through. Got out the other side and the car stopped. Insurance has agreed to pay as the drains on the bridge were blocked. So lucky, mate. So, commuter, what happened then? The water kill your batteries in the Model Y or what? Is that what it was? That what the what was the issue that they said? Flood damage, but like anything specific? You're lucky that the insurance paid there, mate. Fair play. Morning, Chris. Yeah, it's still going on, but Google HMRC AI Connect software. It's scary what they can look into. Oh, mate, if HMRC are still on pen and paper, aren't they? The HMRC, like you gotta phone them up like the 90s. It's so bad, the HMRC. But the HMRC, if they get in with AI, mate, and stuff like that, yeah, you can't get away with nothing, can you? Hello, Phantom. Merry Christmas greetings, everyone. Hello, mate. You all right? Let's have a look. Right, TikTok has kicked me off going live because I don't know why. So we're not live on TikTok. I don't know what's going on. TikTok's so sensitive, it's ridiculous. The AI kicks in April 2026. They are looking into everyone's bank account. Andy, we've talked about this a few times, mate. And yeah, it's gonna be dodgy, innit? You know what I mean? As soon as they get involved with that, it's gonna be bad. Chris, if you're looking for some help with tax, get on Andy. I don't know if he's taking anyone at the moment. He's dead busy. He always moans at me that he's busy anyway. I'm too busy. So I don't know if he's looking to take on me. But Andrew Neary Accountants in Crosby, mate, give him a shout. He'll help you. He's a good egg. He's a good egg. Legit as they come as well. Do you know what I mean? I can't believe that thing. You just kicked me off TikTok. Scumbag move that, innit? What I'll try and do is I'll try and get live again, just off my phone. Hello, Rob. How are we, mate? You all good? How's your process now, Rob? Because you're going on the you're getting on the taxis, aren't you, Rob? Sorry, 2 secs, guys. Let me just go live off my phone. Oh God. 2 seconds. Because TikTok has kicked me off. Right, we're live back on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. Sorry you got kicked off, guys. I haven't got a clue why. 2023, 2024 is my first year as a PhD. Yeah, but you should have. I might be wrong, Chris, but you should have been. You should have been able to do your 2023 to 2024. So you due to do your accounts now? Yeah. So it's Andrew Neary, accountants, in Crosby. Andrew Neary. Mate, you need to get a new surname, mate, because it's Neary. Andrew Neary. Sorry, mate. The wall blocked my view of the flood hazard and the blocked drain should have been cleared. The battery, the front and rear motors, and three wiring looms had water ingress. So I can't believe it was the battery, both motors. Wow. Wow. All honesty, mate, I thought Teslas were waterproof. Mate. I really did. So that surprised me, that. Did you reply last week? Rob, yeah. Hopefully, mate, you'll hear back early, Jan. Hello, Raf, how are we, mate? Yeah. Neary. So change the I to an A, Chris. Sat on my sofa eating beans on toast. Yes, Rob. Maybe one of the greatest scrans ever. Greatest scrans ever. That's the one, Chris. Sorry, mate. Yeah, that's the one. Andy's just put a message in. Anyway, viewing Andrew the accountant's viewing your travel history. So if you only tell HMRC you're earning 12k, but you have 4 holidays a year, you will be looked into. If you do airport runs and advertise on social media, they will find you. Mate, it sounds like flipping sounds like Skynet, doesn't it? If you are doing airport runs, they will find you. A little bit of that's crazy. So AI is going to be looking into our accounts, our spending habits, and everything, and then flag it up if you're doing anything dodgy. Wow, AI is off the chain, mate, isn't it? Community branch insurance payouts are just short for the like-for-like retail price replacement of a Model Y. So I'm a few quid short and starting over again. Uber has been crap, so I haven't missed much. Yeah, community, if you've got your money back off your Model Y, wouldn't you just get another Model Y and just avoid a puddle? I love the Model Ys, mate. What beans though? Oh, mate, Branston beans over Heinz, 100%. And if anyone comments Aldi beans, please leave the chat. To be honest though, Aldi beans when I was growing up were awful. They might have got better over the years, but they were like the worst beans. Branston, Branston beans. Come on, guys, who's with me? Branston beans. I'm telling all clients it is, and it is Skynet, mate. We won't be able to do nothing. People think they can blag it in 2025. They got another thing coming. Do you know what I mean? They're going to track us at petrol stations and diesel and find out how much we're spending at the pump and put that into the things, aren't they? So if you're only declaring 500 quid a month, but you're doing 500 quid in diesel, they're going to know, aren't they? You're not going to get away with nothing. Hello, boss. Sorry, mate. I can't keep on top of the comments at TikTok. What have you put? Yeah, I've done my tax return, Ian. Visas in Liverpool, it is. Visas in Liverpool. Sorry, if you want to ask a question or speak on TikTok, you're best coming over to one of the other streams, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or Kick, because the comments come up on the main screen where I can comment. Where TikTok, the comments don't come up. Branston all the way. Go on, lad. Aldi's Bramwell are pretty decent. Add a bit of butter in the beans, game changer. Go on. My ma used to add curry powder into the beans. Curried beans on toast. Legendary. The Sorrento, boss mate. I think with the Kias, I reckon the Kias are like really up there fighting with the Toyotas. You know what I mean? Your big Kias, your Neros, they've all changed now to like EV4, EV5, EV6, EV7, EV9. They're all changing to that, aren't they? But the Kias, the Hyundais, I think they're leading up there with your Toyotas. I really think so. I need to start again with another vehicle. So I was considering my own operator's license and a bus for the tourist tours airport work. Uber is deader than dead, so no point there. Where are you from, commuter? Do you know what I mean? Just every Tom Dick and Harry's got an ops license these days, so you probably just get an ops license, spend on all that, and still be in the same boat doing Uber. And you got to remember, if you do get a bus, the bus brings a lot more expenses in, mate. A lot more expenses, and in the end, you might end up on Uber doing Uber XLs in a big dirty diesel minibus. That's the problem. MK, horrible, mate. What the governments can find out, like an episode of Black Mirror. Mate, with this AI software now, if you think that people are making fake birds on AI on OnlyFans is your biggest problem, it's not, mate. The governments are going to adapt this AI into everything. Cameras, tracking softwares, HMRC, everything, mate. Hello, Roberto. Sent you a message last night. Listen, sorry, Roberto, I get so many messages, I might have missed it. About customers posting personal details. What's your thoughts? Oh, are you on it? Yeah, I remember you now, mate. So someone left something in the car, and someone went on social media and shared the picture of the driver with his details, didn't he? And said, anyone know this driver? To be honest, though, Uber doesn't reveal any personal information other than the picture, and I think the first and middle name. So it should be okay. It's not that serious. But it is still a pain. You don't want your face going all over social media if you don't want it. Do you know what I mean? Commute to Belfast. Ah, Belfast. You might be good with the ops license then, mate. I don't know how it works in Ireland, mate. I'm dead set on getting a Nero. Yeah, Rob. The Neros are solid, mate. I've had personal Nero and I've had two settle car Neros over the years. Brilliant cars. Try and get the Nero free. It's a little bit better spec. The Nero free if you can. Do you think Uber prices will cut even more in London? I think, well, the problem you got, Phil, is the HMRC thing comes in. the um, the VAT thing for London. So I don't know what's going to happen with London. Outside of the London, I think the fares are going to get less. I've seen a few of those Uber intercity fares now, and it's less than £1 a mile. So I think it's going to go just like America. But don't know about London because London going to add the 20% fare VAT on the fares now. Hello, John. How are we, mate? You all good? Andrew Neri, people on benefits need to be careful. HMRC can view your bank account, so anything dodgy, you're caught. Yeah, so if you're pretending, if you're on full benefits, but you're working the taxis, they're going to know, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Because even if you're just doing cash work with Delta, they're going to know that you're paying Delta, like, settle and stuff, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? So it is, it's going to be a scary year, guys. 2026 is going to be a scary year. You're not going to get away with anything. You have to pay everything. That's just going to be ridiculous. Do I ever go to work? You said that. Derek, I'm in work now, mate. You might not think it, lad, but this is work for me. Content, growing the brand, promoting the business. This is work, mate. Driving wise, yeah, I've got it. I hardly drive these days. The odd airport run, that's about it. Yeah, yeah. So like my main work now is running the news blog, DM News, running the airport company, DM Airport Transfers, and running the content. That's my main job these days, mate. I did tour work 25 years ago on the coaches and can have a yarn with people, the very best. Plenty of political history on TV tours. Game of Thrones was very popular. Mate, honestly, Belfast. I want to come to Belfast to do that Game of Tours thingy. I went to Dublin and done the Guinness one, which was brilliant. Will they know how much diesel you buy if you pay cash? Claire, that's a great question. Thank you. Andy might be able to comment as well. He's my accountant. He's in the chat. Um, so kind of, yeah. So if you're paying diesel in cash, hoping that they won't know and you can offset a bit of diesel costs and you're blagging a bit of cash work, right? You think about it when you drive into when I drive into the Shell near mine, they've got a big monitor recording every registration, aren't they? At every pump. So if you do a runner, yeah, they know that it was your car that done a runner for that pump. So how hard is it for them to track? Yeah, yeah, exactly. How hard would it track to register that pump 13 at 85 quid was this registration recorded on some type of system? They're gonna get you on everything, mate. So what I'd recommend everyone, if you're not already doing it, I would say do it. I would say 100% legit in 2026, every penny. Cash jobs, airport runs, every penny. Someone a few years ago was working without an ops license and he was on social media. He was advertising his business, didn't have an ops license. So they pulled him in and they pulled up a system and went, you need to prove to us right now how many of these jobs, jerry can, yeah, walk up with a jerry can, how many of these jobs, right, was through an operator. And he's like, what do you mean? And then they showed him a list of every time he passed through an AMPR at the airport. He went, you were at Heathrow on Tuesday. You were on blah blah Manchester on Thursday. You were at Leeds last Wednesday. And then last month you were at Heathrow 6 times, Manchester 11 times, blah blah blah. And he had access. The council had access to all his visits at the airport through the ANPR. Then he had to prove every job of when he dropped off at that airport of it being through an operator, which he couldn't because he didn't have one and he got done. You cannot get away with nothing these days, mate. Do you know what I mean? If you're doing private work as a private hire driver, then you've got to go through an operator. They'll get you. Do you know what I mean? If you're doing cash work at the airport, they're getting you on the ANPR systems, dropping off at the airport. Do you know what I mean? Spend your cash in a supermarket. Yeah, Roberto, getting rid of your cash isn't really a problem. But I know someone who got done because they spent all the cash, and when he got investigated, he were on benefits and stuff. When they were spending all the cash in the supermarket, they investigated and went, "Okay, guys, so there's your income, here's your expenses, brilliant. So how are you living?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" And he went, "How are you living?" And they were like, what do you mean? Like, there's zero food shops, there's zero deliveries, there's no way of any type of food in your income and expenses. How are you living? And that's how they got him. Because he was spending all the cash in the supermarket and the food shop. But then when they looked into him and investigated him online, he had no spending history in any type of food or supermarket. So they got him on that. Honestly, mate, it's so hard to get away with it. Perhaps medium Mongol Matty would be more accurately described when what you do now. Technically, commuter, I would be a business owner, content creator, business owner, because I run DM News and DM Airport transfers, and I do the content. I kind of jack of all trades, master of none. Hello, Mikey. I'm a new driver. Is it better to look at your jobs as what you can earn per hour or what you're doing with regarding miles? So, Mikey, the problem is if you're with Uber, right? With Uber, it's more time based now. But the problem is your expenses is per mile based. So what I'd say to you, if you're working Uber, if the job is within a mile of you, just do it. If you're not happy with the rates on Uber, go and get a different job or go to a different operator. Because now Uber's rates are just crap. There's no cherry picking, there's no trying to do it or nothing. Just literally just do the job. If you don't like the job, go and get a different job. Unfortunately, that's just the way they've got you now, like in a baker so they don't get me facial recognition. Jesus. Yeah, do you still get your reg? Oh, yeah, do you mean the bacon and your jerry can? Yeah, it's a bit excessive that, though, isn't it? Just declare your earnings on that one. With ANPR, there's no hiding what you're driving, mate. No chance. They're getting you in your vehicle. They're getting you at the airport. They're getting you at the tunnels in Liverpool. They're getting you at the airport. They're getting you at the M6 toll. So even if you're doing long distance work and you're not going in the airports, they're still catching you on all the cameras. You can't get away with nothing. If you're a Hackney driver, can you do private airport work? True rider, yes, you can. As a Hackney driver, you are also an operator. All in one package, matey. Roberto, 100% end of the world as we know it. Telling you, especially with freedom, Roberto. Anyway, if you liked freedom, it's gone in 2026, mate. Mikey, I've tried both local and Uber. And what are you preferring, mate? If I was a if right now, guys, if I was a full-time driver, I'd work local. I wouldn't work Uber. I'd work local, and I'd find a local company that's got a capped commission of like 100, 120 quid. You pay that 120 quid, and then once you've earned that, every penny's yours. And you're not stuck with bad rates and pound the miles and everything. Do you know what I mean? They've purposely monopolised the system, so even if you wanted to change to another provider, there's not many to choose from. Yeah, that's another thing with Roberto. Uber's kind of flooded it, hasn't it? Clipped up, boring and slow in Doncaster with Uber. Thanks for commenting, clipped up. So, guys, listen, Uber's going to be dead. If this is your first year, every company, every taxi company is going to be dead as a doornail between the dead. This is like the most deadest period ever. Like, does anyone even know what day it is? Do you know what I mean? It's just like a random crap time between Christmas and New Year. No one's moving around anywhere. No one's in school. Hardly people are in work. So it's just the crap times of work. In Belfast, the commission of two larger. Andy Bolton at all, mate. When people claim expense per mile, 45p, do they claim for dead mileage or just while on trip? That's a good question, Andy. Probably for an accountant, I wouldn't want to answer that incorrectly, mate. But realistically, I'd say personally, you'd claim your total miles of your car, aren't you, while you're not working? Because you've got to go and get them, haven't you? That's still work miles. In my opinion, Andy, I just literally declare all your mileage in your car and just remove the miles that you're using personally. You know, if you're driving around, just don't include that. Locals are better regards to earnings more per mile, but Uber are getting jobs quick, so less waiting around. It's really hard to say. Mikey, if you're if you're in an electric car on 2p a mile, I would say Uber because it's cost you 2p a mile. Run round everywhere, you're dead busy, you're earning money, you're incoming. Sounds. If you're in a big dirty diesel or something that costs you a lot per mile, then you need to focus on doing less work but at a better rate. Because in your end, your income to expenses ratio is more important than your income. Do you know what I mean? People could do £1,000 a week income but have 800 quid expenses. They're only bringing in 2 ton. Where you could do £1,000 income, yeah, but only have 500 quid expenses, then you're bringing in 5 ton. So you've got to look at the expenses more than your income. A lot of people will go, I'm on 1,200 quid a week, but he's running here, there, and everywhere in a diesel. And by the end of the week, hasn't worked out. He's done 7 ton in expenses. Do you know what I mean? Flipped up Sunday, no wait Monday. Mate, I told you, mate, it's weird. Roberto, I'm part time plus PVCV. But I put it as PVC then, you little freak. I thought you were doing a bit of bondage. PCV and HGV class 1. You have to keep your options. Oh, mate, 100%. But if you got like every driving license going, have you got your forklift? Your PCV, which is your 16 seaters, in it. You got your HGV class 1. You got your taxi badge. Do you know what I mean? You got your scooter license. Any suggestions? Surviving Jana's last year was dead. Go on holiday, mate. Go on holiday. Starting OnlyFans for your feet. Commuter branch in Belfast commission of the two big companies is £165 per week, and that's why folks suffer Uber. Mate, yeah, but the thing is, though, commuter, 165 quid a week, capped. That's not that bad. If you work at Uber, mate, you're paying 500 quid a week commission. Do you know what I mean? Thanks, Mikey. No worries. Make sure you like and follow, guys. That's all I ask for this amazing information. Just like and follow. Like and follow. It's all I ask. It's free to do so. What's your account number is? I need an appointment to be a chauffeur. I was a chauffeur on pay 8 till Feb 2025. Only self-employed in Hackney since sort out before the third. Yes, Claire. Speak to Andrew Neary Accountants. Andrew Neary. If you type in Andrew Neary Accountants, Liverpool, he'll come up. Hello, Matty. Why I have some request shows height? Hello, Matty. Why I have some request shows height, and then when I have completed it shows less. You know, me making me think here, lad. Why have I have why I have some requests show height, and then when I have completed it shows less. I have some requests shows height. Do you mean it shows more? And then when I have completed it shows less. Oh, and lad, you made me think there, lad. I was hitting my brain there. Yeah, so I don't know. I just know it's happening a lot. If you do the job quicker or shorter, Uber are taking that money back. I don't know what's going on. Um, but yeah, I was paying for that, lad. That's made me think that. Don't want to go back to school. Try and fix your writing, please, mate. Roberto, pretty much everything bar forklift. Well, Roberto, go and get your forklift license, lad. Jesus Christ. Hello, Stephen. How are we, mate? Probably already been mentioned, but it was dead for everyone else Christmas Eve to Boxing Day. So you still on Delta Stay? Or are you on Uber or what are you on these days, lads? I heard that Delta struggled this year with Christmas. I think because everyone knows that Delta and Alpha have peak rates and Uber's off peak, I reckon people are just waiting for the Ubers, I think. Clipped up. Have a great day, everyone. And DM, keep up the great work. Thanks, Clipped up. I do try my best, matey. You're right. Uber commission always works out more, but the base firm wants paying up front, and that's what makes a difference. Yeah, but that's how it's always been, commuter. Do you know what I mean? You start your day on Monday, and you try and hit that 165 quid on the Monday, and pay the company in your head mentally. You pay that company on the Monday, get 165 quid done on your first day. Bam. Every single penny from Tuesday to Sunday is yours, commission free. You're not beating that, mate. You're not beating it. Delta, yeah, mate. I heard it was quiet, lad. I heard it was uber good. No, I never worked it, but I've heard it weren't. It had flurries of surge and all that, but then it was nearly £1 a mile on Christmas Day and stuff like that. So, um, no, I don't think it was good, mate. Colton cabs and Cleverly cabs struggled over Christmas to at their peak rates. I think Happy Monday, mate. I think that's going to be a struggle. I really do. Is people now know 2025, you wake up, everybody knows Uber's cheapest chips on Christmas Day. And everyone knows that the driver community is heavily Muslim and Muslims don't celebrate Christmas. So they're happy to be out working. Do you know what I mean? So they know that the jobs are going to get covered, they're going to get picked up. And unfortunately, that's why um, the locals are suffering now, where they never used to. With Alpha Dead Christmas Day, Mikey. That's what I mean. Because everybody knows in Liverpool that Uber's cheaper. The only time the locals will be busy if Uber's surging its head off, and Uber doesn't surge its head off no more. So like last year or the year before, it was super busy because it was surging its head off. Do you know what I mean? So someone opens up the app, I'm not paying 40 quid. I'll book an Alpha, I'll book a Delta. Where that doesn't go no more, you open up the app and go, oh, 8 quid going 45 miles. And then someone will do it. Beto, 100% agree with your comment about driving an electric and doing Uber. If I decide to do 1 week full time in Uber, I average 1,000 miles and it costs me home charge 25 quid. Yes, Roberto. However, I would never recommend an electric car for someone who hasn't got a home charger. Yes, Roberto. That comment is literally the the bee's knees. 2026, if you are going to work Uber, you need a home charge and an electric vehicle. Or a ridiculously good hybrid like a Prius. Now, I don't want to be in a Prius, but a Prius. Something that's really, if you're running, I see V classes, I see minibuses, I see um, like big E-class diesels doing Uber, and I think you're absolutely mental. I'd rather be parked up in my E-class, waiting for a job on Alpha on a decent rate, than driving around crazy, whacking the miles on me E-class and burning all my diesel. Do you know what I mean? If you're heavily expensed per mile, you need to go on locals where and only drive when you get a job. So every time your wheels are moving, you're getting paid a decent rate. If you're running here, running there, you more or less guarantee using all your Uber income on diesel, mate, and expenses and running costs and depreciation. Crazy, mate. Crazy. Looney Tunes, hello, mate. Bolt needs to rise up in the areas that they don't operate, i.e. Liverpool, but I guess it's a council thing. Mate, Bolt, right? I've done a little TikTok on Bolt this week and a reel and a YouTube short. And it was, actually, I've got it scheduled. It's not ready to come live yet. And Bolt Flex sounds amazing. And I wish Bolt Flex was in Liverpool. And if Bolt Flex was in Liverpool, I reckon that would really, really compete with Uber because Bolt Flex sounds brilliant. Fixed commission, it shows you how much the customers paid, how much the Bolt has took from the customer, and how much the driver's getting. It is so transparent. I think it's got a fixed commission of 18%. You can bid on the work as well. So if a job comes through at 20 quid and it's a bit cheap, you can send it back to 22 quid and go, I'd rather have 22 quid for that job. They'll ping it back to the customer. Yep, go on then. Mate, Bolt Flex sounds game changing, mate. It really, really, really is. And it's not here in Liverpool, which is a shame. And I've talked that much, the coffee's cold. I think New Year's is going to be dead. Cobra, it hasn't been the greatest for years. So people come online, even people who don't work full time or part timers or Christmas Uber drivers. Well, you used to get Christmas taxi drivers where they only work November, December all year, and then they'll have a normal job. So you'll have all them guys coming up. New Year's Eve is going to be dead, I reckon. You might have 2 hours of surge, and then the rest is going to be crap rates and dead. Uber needs F off, yeah, mate. State Electric is quality. I've got an Ionic 5 and I love it. State, the Ionic 5s are boss cars, mate. I really like the Ionic 5s. Dead spacious, loads of room, 2p a mile. Do you charge at home, do you? Yeah. Why is, my question is, Wahid, why is Uber taking ride promotions from drivers? Not too sure, mate. I've heard it happens, like. Looney Tunes, Bolt Flex was a game changer for Bolt. I'm not going to lie. It took me away from Uber, and now I'm more of a Bolt driver than Uber. Looney Tunes, honestly, it sounds brilliant. It sounds really good, mate. So is it what I've said is right, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You only get a fixed commission, don't you, and all this? Brilliant. Some of the prices over Christmas have been shocking. Wrong that Uber don't increase their rates on holiday days when they sacrifice their Uber. I know, Paul, they've never done it, mate. I just don't get it. Do you know what I mean? If Christmas Day is on a Wednesday, then Wednesday afternoon is what you're going to get rates. It's crazy. But Uber doesn't care, do they? As long as you get the passengers picked up, they don't care. The fella's right about an EV on Uber. You drive a lot more miles, but the rate's low. That's it, community. But if you can get your running costs at 2p a mile, right? And then you're bouncing around on Uber, running for work, 6 miles there, 7 miles there for 7 quid. Bam, 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 bam. You're still making your money. But what I mean is, if you're doing that in a big diesel or whatever, then no, it's a really bad idea. That's why I think if you're in a diesel now, stick to local. Prioritize the good rates. Because I'm telling you, if you work E-class work on Uber and you work out your expenses and running costs at the end of the week, it will not be worth you working Uber. Can more or less guarantee it. Is the ride quality better in the Hyundai 5 than the Tesla? I would say so, mate. I would, especially the Model Y. Because if you compare and then the size and that, I'd say the Ioniq 5 is a nicer drive than a Model Y and even probably Model 3. They're quite tough, the Teslas. Even my Model S with the air suspension was quite tough. Bolton London pays more than Uber. They haven't got the high frequency of jobs. Yeah, they might do in the future though, mate. Lee Stewart using a Kia EV9 and loving it for airport. Lee, have you got an EV9? Mate, I'm jealous. I think that's an absolute machine of a car. How many suitcases can you get in the back of an EV9 with all the seats up? Yeah, that's what I want to know, Lee. Thanks, mate. Andy, there's not enough work with Bolt to switch Uber off. So you've got to run both, have you? But prioritise Bolt work. Yeah, Looney Tunes, what you said is spot on. 18% commission. They're transparent with what they take from you, and whatever you bump the price up to, that's what you take. Because Bolt have taken their commission already. What? I didn't know that. So if the fare comes through at 20 quid, Bolt's already took their 18%. So then if you whack 2 quid back to the customer and they accept it, that 2 quid is 100% yours as well, mate. And also on Bolt, haven't you got that thing? Haven't you got that you got that thing where they only offer you jobs within a certain miles? I love that as well. I only kept 66% last week from Uber, and I was picking and choosing jobs. Goes to show Uber have upped their rates during the Christmas period, but doesn't translate to our earnings. Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah, they'll just be taking more and more and more as much as they can, mate. Look at the Uber intercity ones. I seen one the other day. It was 70 miles for 55 quid. Ridiculous. Roberto, ride quality in the ID7 beats the Tesla. Does it, mate? Yeah. Yeah, the ID7s are nice as well, aren't they? I reckon the only thing that falls back on the Teslas, mate, is the ride quality. I really do. Really hard. I think the newest ones now, like 2023, 2024, they fixed it. Got like adaptive suspension and all that now. So the newer Teslas, 2024, 2025, a hell of a lot better ride quality. Just the old ones are crap. I've driven an EV since 2013. I'd struggled to go back to combustion. My hire cars are 4 diesel, and it's killing me. The cost and fatigue, the diesel exhausting to drive, and 10 times the cost of an EV. Right, as you know, I've gone back into a model Series 7 just because I've always wanted one and went in for it for a laugh. Stupid, really. Um, People say that EVs are inconvenient. Mate, diesels are inconvenient. I am sick to death of going to petty station. I'm sick to death of going to petty station. It does me head in. I've got to stop all the time to get diesel. Where with the Lecky car, I just woke up, it was fully charged. Honestly, diesels are more inconvenient than electric. You can't say I'm wrong, mate. So two full size with the EV9, but I do also have a camping trailer, which puts more in there, do you? Yeah? Brilliant, mate. Paul, do you think government change is coming regarding the cross-border hiring, and do you think Uber is trying to monopolise the market by having prices so low to kill the competition? Yes, to both of them. I think something to do with cross-border hiring, some type of Merseyside plate, Greater Manchester plate, authorities combining, teaming up together. I think something's going to happen. I don't think they're going to completely stop it. So I don't think they're going to get rid of the Wolverhampton drivers out of Manchester or Liverpool. I just don't think they will. I think it'll put too many people out of work. Uber, yes, I think. But the thing is, though, you're saying Uber is trying to monopolise the market by having their prices so low to kill the competition. Uber's not cheap. Uber's not cheap, mate. If you actually look at Uber's passenger app, it's not that cheap. It's probably similar priced to the local companies, but we're seeing it so low because how much they take from the driver. But Uber's not cheap, mate. You book an Uber up the road, you're talking 6 quid, 6, 7 quid to go a mile, 2 miles up the road. Do you know what I mean? A local company would be 4 quid. The Berto problem with EV9, they don't qualify for executive. Make that sense. I know. To make executive, mate, is the badge in it. I can't see them keeping dynamic pricing long term. I do. They're absolutely cleaning up, mate, with dynamic pricing. Yeah, we need more bolts. Bolt needs a spread. Bolt's contacted me actually to do like a little sponsored thing that I might be doing next month. And that's not me obviously bigging them up now. This isn't sponsored at all. But I'm saying that that could come up help as well in the future. Community, I have a home charger, solar panels, and a house battery. 2p a mile is hard to whack. Could you ask the fellow with the EV9 if you got through Uber and what's it like on tyres? Who's got the EV9? Whoever's got the EV9, I can't remember, sorry. Lee, did you hear that comment, mate? What's your tyres like? And did you get it through Uber? So you're online with Uber? Yeah, yeah, user. Uber's not cheap, it's just drivers get less. Paul, what's your thoughts on the new driver terms conditions? Mate, right, people always say to me this, oh, what about the new conditions? What about we strike? What about we fight this? What about we fight that? Do you want my honest opinion, guys? If you're happy with Uber, accept the terms and conditions and work Uber. If you're not happy with Uber, go elsewhere. There's a million other things we can do with a private hire badge. Go and do something else. Stop trying to fight the multi-billion-pound corporation. It's ruining your lives. It's making you upset. It is giving you it's giving you just negative energy. Do you know what I mean? The amount of people, I can't believe it. Look at this. It's like, I can't go work at Uber. And then you go out and work Uber. Just change. Uber is just a supplier of work. If you're not happy with the supplier, just go find a new supplier. Right? In America, we're about 5 years behind America probably with Uber. In America, mate, they all striked. The yellow cabs in New York striked, trying to fight Uber coming in because it was killing the yellow cabs in New York. One of the most famous cabs in the world. Guess what happened? Uber won. Uber's absolutely busy in New York, and it's killed the yellow cabs. Everyone striked, everyone fought. You're not gonna beat a multi-billion-pound corporation, mate. You wake up in the morning. Shall I work Uber? Yes. Be happy about working Uber and go and enjoy your job. Yeah? If you're not happy, go and work a local company. Go and get a different job. Go into a different field. Do you know what I mean? Look at me. I'm not happy with Uber. So guess what happened? 2 months ago, I have not done a single job on Uber. I used to go out and do like under 200 quid a week. I don't even do that now. I used to go out on a Sunday morning just to stretch my legs. I don't even do that now because I don't want to work Uber no more. Do you know what I mean? If I want to go and earn extra money on the private hires, I'll go back to the locals. Do you know what I mean? What Uber's doing to us now is what the plan was for years. Do you know what I mean? So either be happy with what you're doing, guys, or fix what you're doing. Yeah? Guys, by the way, if you're watching, give us a little like and follow, please. By the way, if you follow me, does it come up on the screen? I think it does. I don't think it does for Facebook, but I might have missed. It's just come up, Stuart followed 16 minutes ago. Thank you very much. Staff the likes and follows on TikTok. Much appreciated. It does help me out a lot. And it's dead easy to do so, guys. You just literally hit that like button and hit that follow button. All I ask for doing this type of stuff. Uber's just using its drivers to build up its business for the driverless cars. Actually, mate, Uber at the moment don't have any driverless cars. Uber's got the passenger like network, but Uber hasn't got any cars yet. They're teaming up with driverless cars to add onto the network. I reckon the biggest thing we're going to worry about is Tesla Cybercabs. That's what we're going to worry about. They're definitely going to be the biggest competition with driverless. They're going to destroy Waymo, in my opinion. In London, we also have free now. What's your thoughts on Lyft giving Uber competition? Any competition in business is normally good because you've got two ways of it going. They're either both going to be race to the bottom and cheap, or they're both going to be doing and fighting with promotions and trying to get more work and get more exposure, which would be good for the drivers. We don't know how it's going to go, but any competition is good competition, in my opinion. Drivers are being squeezed to the limit. I hear the government are now going to build a team to monitor commission rideshare firms are taking 100% Cobra. 100% that's going to be happening, mate. Like I said though, mate, if you're not happy, if you're not happy with Uber, stop getting upset. Stop letting it ruin your life. Stop getting depressed and just go and get a different job. Community branch, Uber ain't cheap for passengers, but they lowball the drivers. Time to go back to a depot. EV, Mercedes, EQV. Vito is XL and executive, but a fortune to buy. I never consider an EV9. I will now. 100%, mate. EV9's spot on, just expensive. Do you know what I mean? I seen a V class the other day, and as he drove past me, he had the Uber app on in a V class. In a V class. The doors open and closing electronically. It's probably like a grand a pop when they go. Crazy. What you think? Well, sorry, mate. I'm reading it like you wrote it. Sorry, mate. What you think about tax at Uber Eats delivery? Become like got so much friend do Uber delivery, and no one of them pay tax, mate. So what you think will happen? Thank you. That's painful. Sorry, mate. Then they're gonna get caught out if they're doing Uber Eats delivery and they're not paying tax or they're not declaring tax. They are gonna get in trouble, mate. Tax fraud. They're gonna get fines. It's crazy, mate. You've got to declare every income over like a grand or whatever. So if your mates are doing Uber Eats delivery and they're not declaring anything or they haven't got an accountant, you're in big trouble. Yeah. Don't forget TikTok. If you are asking me questions, I do apologise. The chat doesn't pull through. If you want to ask me anything important, come over to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or Kick. Thank you. If I have four passengers, which is more often than not, I guess, 6 to 8 luggage in the boot. I do use it for Uber, helps me get through the £900 plus a week I need. Tyres are pricey, but I'm taking care of the car. Only change 2 tyres in a year, and that's only because I had punches. Lee, that's brilliant, then, mate. That is brilliantly. I thought the weight of the EV9 would have killed you. And yeah, you are right, by the way. You know the airport runs, people always say about this, but with your airport runs, the main passengers for a minibus is 4 passengers and 4 cases because it won't go in a car. Do you know what I mean? A lot of my bookings is 4 passengers, 4 cases, or 5 passengers, 5 cases because you have a family of 4 or a family of 3 kids. Do you know what I mean? So, tar Chris for the follow, mate. So straight away, you don't need a massive 7, 8 seater normally. You can get away with 4, 5 seater with a bit of boot space. So Lee, can you split your boot? Could you have 5 passengers and how many cases then? But you can get 6 to 8 cases in the boot with 4 passengers. Crazy. Loon Tunes, one other thing I don't think Uber has. Bolt allows auto accept. You set the price per mile, and it also accepts offers that match it. For example, you set to £2 a mile, they accept automatically. Brilliant. Like I said, mate, I think Bolt is definitely better for the drivers by what I sound, what I hear. Anton Moon, all right, mate. Black Cabs from Edinburgh. Hello, mate. I've heard you're having a bit of problem with applying for hire and private hire. Is that true? Caleb, my biggest gripe with Uber is conditioned drivers to cherry pick and customer service is declined since every driver wants holiday pay except. Yeah, mate, the game's done, mate. It's after follows, guys. The game's done, mate. The only way you can survive on Uber now is getting an EV, charge at home, or a really, really, really good hybrid. Otherwise, mate, most of your Uber earnings is going into diesel. Hello, Chris. Best Baker. I'd rather pay more for a local driver rather than using Uber. At least the way the driver gets paid more fairly. Best Baker, that's a great mentality, mate. That is a great mentality. Stick to local, support local. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but realistically, Baker, we'd actually do a test. And I don't think Uber these days are even that cheaper. I reckon Uber are just as expensive as local now. Do you know what I mean? But they just take more money from the drivers. So after likes and follows, guys, appreciate it. Oh, Norman, I've got a Toyota Corolla hybrid for airport work. It's useless. The boot is so poor. It is the Toyota Corolla's great for Uber, mate. It really is good for Uber. It's not good for the airport work. Do you know what I mean? And also, I think the rear leg room in a Toyota Corolla, if you're like 6 foot plus, is crap as well. I had one as a settle car, and I'm 6'5", me, and no one could sit behind me. So I only had the settle car for about a month. Great mile per gallon of the Corolla, but it's not big enough. Especially big fatties like me. Would you say it's worth carrying on working Uber? If you're in an electric car and you can home charge, maybe, maybe. Community said Tesla will bankrupt Uber only. Issues will now slow Uber. Waymo cars cost 150 grand, are built by hand and rely on maps. There are less than 5,000 Waymos worldwide. Tesla can make that in one shift. Right, community, I talked about this before, but obviously more people are on now, people are watching. Tesla Cybercab will smoke Waymo. in the driverless cars. So, like you said, a Waymo car costs 150 grand more, right? And also, they rely on human interaction. They rely on maps, pre-plotted maps, pre-plotted loops, routes, and satellites and cameras. Waymos are like that. Tesla Cybercabs is AI and driverless. They cost less than 30 grand, 25 grand to make. They get pumped out at 50 seconds at a pop. That means they can produce a cybercab every 50 seconds. So if they're going to launch in an area, they build a factory and go boom, and they literally drive out every minute. Every minute. Crazy, mate. Crazy. I reckon the Tesla cabs are the ones that are going to destroy Uber and destroy Waymo. Now, don't forget the Tesla cabs, guys. They're not going to be partnering with Uber and nothing like that. Tesla's going to create their own app. They're going to create their own Uber, and every car is going to be driverless and cost like less than $1 a mile. Tesla's going to be the one to watch in the future, guarantee you. I worked in the PH industry as an operator for 13 years. In the last 5 years, been ridiculous with the facts. Drivers just leave bad jobs on the screen, waiting for good jobs. Customers just go elsewhere. Yes, Caleb, that's a problem with double apping. When double apping come in, that's what ruined the trade. I thought massively back in the day. Double apping is what ruined the trade. People are running two companies and picking the best from both companies, which means the smaller crapper jobs aren't getting covered. Double apping is what ruins it. Chris, a bit of positive for Uber. Been on the cabs for 25 years now. Recently joined Uber, and to be honest, I'm loving it so far. Got a great hybrid. It seems to be doing really well. Mansfield area nuts. Chris, how long have you been on Uber for, mate? Lee, with one of the third row seats down, I can get 5 full-size cases in. The headroom is insane, but it is a game of Tetris. Jenny just put the trailer on, so I have more leg room. Oh, okay. How many cases can you get in the trailer? But I can't believe you can get 5 cases. So you could get 5 cases and 5 passengers in an EV9. That's amazing, mate. Looney Tunes, Uber built a rep from the start, and that's what they're living off. They show drivers that they are half 1-2 minutes away, which is why people always stray from them. Yeah, 100%, mate. I'm looking to go back to local, support them. Yes, Looney, go for it, lad. Change, yes, mate. When are Mark and Mick coming back for the podcast? The podcast's done, mate. I think we hit the 50th episode. It was brilliant. Mark's busy with the airport. Mick is now a driving instructor, busy working Monday to Friday. Both lads are good. Obviously, I still speak to them in my WhatsApp group. Both doing well. But the podcast is done now. This DM Hangouts is a new thing I'm trying, where it's just me talking to the community. It's easier to organise. I'm not relying on other people, and yet the people. Technically, it's like a podcast, but the people who are joining is producing the content and producing the conversations. Do you know what I mean? Looney Tunes Uber have got the Manchester Airport contract now going forward in 2026. So, streetcars got an extension to that. So streetcars are still in it. But yeah, going forward, Uber has got the contract, which is crazy. We used to have a sin bin and stuff as a penalty to try and deter drivers from using work, but you can't even do that now. No, Caleb, it's the drivers. As soon as the drivers got the power, the game changed. I used to work the locals loads, mate, and you literally just, as soon as you get a job offer, you accept it and you just keep working and you just keep working and you just keep working. Doesn't matter where the job was going, how much the job was, you just take the job because you know it was within 2 miles of you and you worked. That game's gone now, mate. Do you know what I mean? The key in there for Uber's very canny way to make Uber pay. Tesla Model Y and 3 are already fully autonomous. They dedicated cybercab will allow manufacturing at scale no one else can compete. 100% commuter. That's exactly what I'm saying. The cybercab will destroy it. Do you know what I mean? But like what Tesla's trying to do and Elon's trying to do is they're trying to make the cybercab cheaper than owning and running your own car. So just say you work Monday to Friday, you take the kids to footy at the weekend. He reckons that booking a cybercab for your journeys will be cheaper than owning your own vehicle. Now that is crazy. That is like future. Do you know what I mean? And I reckon it'd be quite cool as if Tesla lets you buy one and you can send it out working when you're not using it personally. Stuff like that. I reckon it's going to be mental. Chris, 6 months. Oh, you've only been on 6 months, Chris. It might change, mate. Uber's got a reputation of feeding good drivers and making them happy. And then once you've worked them for a while, falls off a bit. Marshall, my car is currently in the garage with a messed up suspension. What a perfect time of year for it to happen. How is Uber your way? We're still holding on to £2 a mile down here just. Where are you, Marshall? Up here, mate, it's £1 a mile. And then the Uber intercity jobs are less than £1 a mile. About 60p a mile, 70p a mile. And that's not a joke. No, mate, the Cybercab does not have a steering wheel. It does not have pedals. It has 2 seats and a big boot. And that's it. No, no, nothing. The EV9 can carry 5 passengers and 5 cases, but it's a tight fit. I generally give my booked passengers the option of a tight fit or a trailer. The trailer fits 8 cases before getting tight. Wow. So you can take 7 passengers in a Kia EV9 with 8 cases, or two in the back, really, innit? So, so technically, mate, the EV9 with a trailer can be used as a Vito, but you can do 300 mile plus range. The EV9's boss, mate. And you can even do Uber on the EV9 because it's 2p a mile. Great car. What do we mean now? Street cars will still operate, but Uber will be there digitally as well. Yeah, so technically Uber has got the digital contract, where street cars has got the physical contract. But when that contract's gone, Uber will be there digitally. So I'm pretty sure when you walk out of Manchester, you won't see like a street cars, like a little office building. You'll just see Uber signs everywhere and like big screens where you can book your Uber and stuff like that. You see them in the hotels now, don't you? Like a little Uber stand with like a little screen where you can book an Uber. You'll see loads of them, I reckon, at the airport. Have the likes and follows, guys. Much appreciated. It does help me out massively. Thank you. Might get busy when the snow hits next week. Andy, I know, mate. I've got a 3 litre diesel, 7 series, mate. I will not be going anywhere in the snow. That car slides in moisture. In a small amount of rain, that car slides. I'll be screwed in the snow. Have the likes and follows on TikTok and that, guys. Appreciate it. Down in Plymouth. Yeah. It'll catch back up, mate. Uber will come back down to £1 a mile down there. Eventually. Marius, hello, mate. I am sits with Liverpool van Air. And last week all my system from the car were down like ABS, EBU. Can I ask for my money back for those days that I didn't work, legally talking? Eh, I'm not too sure, mate. I'm not too sure. But Liverpool Van Air is a very reputable company in Liverpool. So you just speak to them, mate. I'm sure they'll sort it out for you. Community branch, what trailers the EV9 fella using? A Tickner's, D-Bon or other? Lee, what trailer are you using for the EV9? I think you're convincing commuter to get an EV9 next. 6 passengers, one drive. Oh, sorry, yeah. And up to 10 cases using the boot and trailer. It does have a frunk, but I only good for cables. Yeah, so you use the frunk for your own personal stuff, yeah? Looking forward to the snow. Only time my all-weathers tyres are worth investment. I know. My Model S was bulletproof in the snow. Four-wheel drive, low centre of gravity is boss. And now I've got a Tesla Model 3, front-wheel drive, which is crap. And a Model 7 Series with rear-wheel drive, which is crap. Uber drivers got a strike against Uber now at Manchester Airport, mate. There's another strike. Isn't there another strike happening soon? I'm sure there's another strike happening. Some random day in January. So after likes and follows, guys, appreciated, much appreciated. So when's this big strike happening? Morning, guys. Morning, TikTok. Like I said on TikTok, guys, if you want to contribute to the chat and stuff, come over to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or Kick. That's where you can leave a comment and it comes up on my screen, you see. TikTok doesn't come up on my screen, so I do miss some comments on TikTok. Guys, by the way, put it in your diary, 10 a.m. on Friday. I'll be coming live again. I'm going to try and do 10 a.m. Monday and Friday every week. Gives you time to come and chill, chat, and talk about the trade and stuff. Okay, Lee. I'm using Tickner's small camping trailer. Came from Ted Trailers in Anfield, Liverpool. EV9, great in the snow, built for off-road. Man, Lee, that EV9 sounds like it's perfect for the trade going forward, mate, doesn't it? It sounds perfect for the trade. It really does. 6 passengers, 10 cases with a trailer. Wow. What's the range you can get in it? 300 plus in it. 2p a mile. Crazy. New Year's Eve. Striking on New Year's Eve. Who strikes on New Year's Eve? It's flipping mental. You can't strike on a busy day. You need a strike on a crap day. So it has least impact on passengers. No point in the strikes. Best case, they'll up the rate for 1 or 2 days, then back to normal. Just leave Uber quietly and work for other platforms. Looney Tunes, you've hit it nail on the head. You're not going to get a self-employed driver to strike. And there's a lot of Uber drivers that are happy to work, mate. So they're not never going to strike, are they? Uber is a joke. I've been double lapping with Alpha. Alpha is way better. People are more overcharged of Uber. And driver gets nowhere near enough of the journey. Uber don't check DBS shocking. Gareth, if you're working Alpha and Uber, Alpha's got a capped rate. Turn the Uber app off, mate. And just work Alpha. Then you'll benefit from the capped commission. The problem you're doing, mate, is Alpha's a high commission until it's capped. Uber's a high commission uncapped. And you're working both. What are you doing, lad? Keep that Uber app off and just work Alpha and you'll clean up, mate. Strike on the 12th of January, 7 a.m. till midday. Random. 7 a.m. So you want people to strike on the morning rush hour. 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. Oh, God, bit of misinformation. I've got people saying me on TikTok that it's at New Year's Eve. So we've got to strike at New Year's Eve and the 12th. God's sake. The PV5. Lad, let me show you this, lad. Guys, if you want to hold out on the ultimate future private hire, mate, it's going to be this one. Let me flip the screen. Right, so this is DM News, by the way. It's an absolute fantastic news blog. Where are we? Right, I haven't got this set up properly. Where is it? Yeah, so 30 to 33,000 pound for the PV5. Yeah. What else is the price? The range is up to 250 miles, 71 kilowatt. And this is it. So this is the PV5. Yeah. Can you see it? So this is meant to be the future minivan. So this PV5 that I'm showing you on the screen, you can't see it on TikTok because you're not on the other socials. This is meant to be, or could be, the future of minibuses. So you know where we've got your Vito, your Ford Tornado, and all them. The PV5 is going to be a high miles, full electric minibus. Lee, for the EV9, makes no mistake, it's pricey, it's a long-term investment, and some think it's a waste of money for the cab trade, but it's huge. I get 290 miles roughly with no trailer. Even in winter, 230 miles with trailer. Brilliant, mate. It's time for the likes and follows, mate. Brilliant. That is brilliant, mate. Unreal. Yes. Oh, has Uber got discounts on the EV9s, have they? Lee, just the same, the PV5 doesn't come with the 90 kilowatt option. I would have had it over the EV9. Lee, so they've only got a max 70 kilowatt. What are they actually thinking? What are they thinking? Mate, if they got 300-mile range out of this minibus, it would be a game changer. By the way, the 250 miles is real world. It's been tested. So if you're getting a 250-mile minibus that could hopefully take six, seven passengers with luggage, I think it's going to be a game changer when it launches. Under 40 grand, no luxury car tax. I think it's going to be brilliant. Roberto, thank you very much, mate. Come back on Friday, 10 a.m. A PB7 would be more useful for airport work, apparently coming in 2026. What the hell is a PB7? I just Google PB7 and it's come up as a bandage. Right? Commuter, it's a bandage. Can you please help? What's the PB7? Hello, mate. Uber prices stay like this. It's very low. Yes, and going forward is going to be just as worse, Harris. Unfortunately, mate. Bro, how come Bolt offer passengers discounts and offer drivers a fair rate, but Uber don't offer either to the passenger or driver? It's mad. I know, Looney Tunes, it's just mental, innit? It's after likes and follows on TikTok as well, mate. It's mad, innit? Oh, PV7. Oh God, he said PB7. That's bandages, mate. Whoa, what's this? Oh, that's the PV5. Are you sure it's the P? Wait, are you about the EV7? You know about that? Hmm. Ah, some from the sausage fingers. Oh, okay. Marshall, 14 grand off the EV9 via Uber, although it's still 51k. Check out the other taxi traders as well. Car and Cab Care, Cab Direct, Taxi Centre and all them. I'm sure Car and Cab Care do the EV9s at a discounted rate. They get good deals for Kia, but I don't know how much it is. Thanks for the EV9 info, Lee. Matty, it's a Kia larger platform in the PV range. It's on the Kia PV page. Kia PV? What, the PV9? Wait, let me come back. One sec. Oh my God. PBV? You're not wrong, mate. So what's the PBV? How's that compared to the PV5? Yeah, PBV is on Kia's website. Beyond the mobility, Kia PV transforms how people, vehicles, and cities connect, unlocking new possibilities in customer experience. No, you want to keep PV7? No, there's a PBV as well. Kia Concept PV7. Yeah, I got it here, yeah. So it just looks like the PV5, but bigger. So the PV7 is a big version of PV5. That might have the 90 kilowatt then. Battery, mightn't it? Tap the likes and follows, guys. Appreciated. Yeah, the electric, the Hackneys are a joke, mate. There's still no electric Hackneys. That Levesque, that's still a hybrid, isn't it? with a little range extension engine. It's not a proper electric. They need to bring out a Levec full electric, no engine. I don't know if they've got one, like, but they need to bring one of them out. I give Sean and Elliot a toot. Community, I would, mate, because I'm pretty sure they've got EV9s. No one working today. Hello, husband. Mate, it's a terrible time to work. It's 20 past 11 on a Monday in between Christmas and New Year. By the way, guys, don't forget I'll be coming back Friday at 10 a.m. for the exact same podcast. I think it'd be cool to get everyone together. I've got to get a little routine going. Okay? The Vecchio Volvo parts, is that what it is? They have wheelchair accessible vehicles. I think the EVs. It only starts around this time, but I haven't felt feeling it with the recent rates. Usman, it's mate. I've heard it's awful, mate. Like it's really, really bad. Really bad. So have the likes and follows, by the way, guys. Much appreciated. It does help me out massively. So if you're watching this stupid face and you haven't followed, make sure you follow. Have to follow on Twitch as well. Much appreciated. I'm trying to get a bit bigger on Twitch and Kick as well. So if you're watching and you got a Twitch or a Kick account, go and give me a follow there, please, and watch me there. Because you get the big screen then as well. You get the big screen on Twitch and Kick. Stop moaning about Uber if you don't like it. Simple. Yeah, I've said this for ages, mate. If you don't like Uber, just move on and get to a different company. That's it. Best way to do it. Lee, it's your birthday and you're off out. Thanks, Matty. See you soon. Mate, you're working on your birthday, lads. Have a day off. It's the 29th and Monday. It's the dead hours. Unless you've got an airport run, that is. But yeah, enjoy that EV9, mate. I am not jealous at all. I am jealous. Very jealous. Usman, it's same in America. Actually, much worse. The drivers there are primarily relying on tips. This holiday season is quite sad. Mate, I was in America early December and I used Uber. And yeah, just as crap. Great for passengers, crap for drivers. I tipped everyone. Happy birthday, Claire, for tomorrow. Big 50. The big 5 away. Damn. Damn. Time to like some follows. Appreciate it. Who started at 5 a.m. today? Who would start at 5 a.m. on today? You know what day it is, don't you? It's the dead period between Christmas and New Year. You know, mate. I started at 5, finished at half 9, 135 quid. Who are you working for there and what area? Will, I missed that one. Will the local cab firm report earnings to HMRC or just the local firm? Mate, stop trying to find a company that won't declare to HMRC. Just declare everything. You're not going to get away with it. Stop trying to find like a little company to blag your HMRC, your tax. You're not going to get away with it. Work with you want to work with and declare everything. They're going to get you. You're silly for not being legit. Silly. It's okay, say move on from Uber, but when you Uber took, say, 50% of your local firm's work. No, no, Carl. What I'm trying to say, mate, is if you're happy with Uber, crack on with Uber. What I'm trying to say is if you're not happy with Uber, don't let it ruin your life. Don't let it, you're trying to fight with a multi-billion-pound company. It's making you unhappy. Do you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is if you're happy with Uber, crack on with Uber. If you're not happy, move on. Do something else. That's all I'm trying to get at. Do you know what I mean? It's not, you don't have to work for Uber. Bloody hell, go work for Uber Eats. Same rates anyway. I think I'll go and have a look at EV9. 51k is a lot of dough, though. It is an investment in it. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, speak to Sean. See what deals he's got on. Usman, don't you think Bolt could capitalise taking most of Uber's market share if they advertise more aggressively, pay drivers more? Mate, if Bolt worked in multiple areas, then yeah. Mate, Bolt's not even in Liverpool. If Bolt was in Liverpool, I'd work Bolt. As long as it's Bolt Flex, not Bolt Bolt. My accountant has just said it's the new rules. Capitals. All operators have to report. All operators have to report. So we are not getting away with avoiding the tax man in 2026. Declare everything and stop trying to be snidey because you're not going to get away with it. But Bolt Flex is decent. That's what I've heard myself. Bolt Flex ain't bad in Portsmouth. Mate, just focus on Bolt, try and just keep working Bolt. Sounds like it's well better for you for the drivers. Paul, is Uber Eats the same rate? I'm not too sure, mate. It's a bit of a joke, but I won't be far off. Uber's dead as a dodo today. I should have stayed in bed. Mate, if you haven't worked Uber before or the taxis, it's dead everywhere. No one goes out between Christmas and New Year. It's dead everywhere. Would you not pick up a used one at a steep discount? Community branch. So yeah, technically, you could pick one up used. The EV9's the same platform commuter. I just think the EV9's cuter. I reckon the Ionic 9 is ugly. And that rear end is minging. Let me show you. By the way, when I flip the screen, do you see the screen flipped? Or am I just doing this pointlessly? Let me show you the Ionic 9 rear end. Let me show you. Now you tell me if this is ugly. Yeah, mate, Bolt Flex isn't in Liverpool. It's crazy. So can you see my screen now? And I'm showing you the picture of the EV9. The Ionic 9, sorry. I just don't like it. Can you see the pictures? I really just don't like it. But the Kia, which is the exact same car, by the way. Look at that. Look at that. I seen a blue one the other day, mate, and it pops, man. And while you're on, guys, that's the Cybercab. Two-seater, big boot. Already in trial in Texas. Mass producer. Super cheap to buy. That's the interior. No steering wheel, no pedals. That's going to be that's going to take over Waymo. And if you haven't already, guys, while I'm on, this is the DM News blog. All taxi related, private hire, airports, everything. So make sure you go follow DM News. Best way is on WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram. To be fair, they're both ugly. Mate, lad, the EV9's beautiful. Beautiful EV9. Model 3 is amazing. I love the Model 3, but you can't compare the EV9 to a Model 3. Two different, completely different classes of cars, mate. Two different. Yeah. Usman, I'm sure you could buy a Cybercab and have it work for you. Is that not, Matty? I'm pretty sure you could, Usman, to be honest, mate. Use your personal vehicle and send it out working to earn a bit of money. Um, but in America, I think they're going to launch like a Uber style app, and Tesla and Elon are going to have their own rideshare company with just Cybercabs working. Less than $1 a mile, they're going to charge. And yeah, you can spit them out every 50 seconds or less than a minute. A new one. They're going to mass produce and absolutely just flood it. And because they only cost 20, I think it's like 20,000 quid to buy one or to produce one. They're just going to spit them out, mate. And you're just going to go straight out working. They're going to market the app and you're just going to have these driverless, robotic, AI driven cars massively. So in America, I reckon the Tesla cab's going to kill it. I really do. How do you join your WhatsApp group? So if you want to come in a WhatsApp group where you can talk and chat with us, you got to be a YouTube member. So if you go on YouTube and join the membership, I'll invite you to the WhatsApp group where we all have a chat. It's about 40 of us in there just having a gab, talking about work, stuff like that. If you want to follow the news blog, that's completely free. And the link on that is on DM News. And then you can't talk in it or nothing, but I sent you the new articles via WhatsApp. And don't forget, guys, if you know anyone who's heading to the airport or home from a large event, then send them to DM Airport Transfers. Thank you. Tesla spit out those cybercabs like a Pez dispenser. Yes, mate. I imagine why does it work though if you're working local and declare your earnings as an estimate for cash jobs and it could be less or more than estimated? Yeah, but you're on a meter, mate, aren't you? Even the local companies run off a meter. That's all recorded. Cybercab won't be legal in the UK as it requires LiDAR, radar, sensor, and it has neither. No, mate, it won't. But if that law gets accepted, then that's different. So the Waymo ones, they cost 150 grand, and our big radar systems, the computer man operated. So more driverless car means more staff, means people working and controlling and everything about it. Do you know what I mean? If they're legally allowed, the cybercabs in the UK, they can just drive round AI on their own working. They don't need no oversight. They don't need any radar system, and they cost less than 20 grand. Mental. Adam, as expected, it's quiet out here this morning. It will be, mate. It will be quiet now till March. Well, New Year's Eve will be quite busy, hopefully for you, and then March, yeah. I wish Tesla made an EV9 equivalent, mate. I wish Tesla done the Model X with normal doors. If the Model X had normal doors, I would have got a Model X. 1,000,000%. Because the Tesla Model X is close to an EV9, but those stupid doors just put me off massively. And the price, like 120 grand. Question is, would you get in a driverless car? Paul, I was in America. I haven't done a TikTok on this yet. It's on the list. So I was in America, mate, and I got picked up by the new Model Y. And in America, they have the full driverless software now, but obviously it's manned. So the Uber driver picked me up and went, "Do you want to experience driverless?" I went, "Go on then." So he turned the driverless on and he did not touch the pedal or the steering wheel or anything for the full journey. The car could have drove us ourselves. And it was changing lanes, it was going in and around traffic, it was coming off at junctions, it was speeding up on the motorway. And I mean, the car drove better than the driver probably would. I was blown away. That was the full driverless of the Model Y. I'm telling you, mate, they don't need drivers. The technology is already there. They're not working on a pre. Like, I was blown away by it. This fella didn't even touch the pedal. I went, bloody hell, mate. I went, can you just work without you being in the car? He went, no, that would be illegal. But he could literally just loan out his car now. It's crazy, mate. Blew me away. I could see a day where Tesla stopped selling cars to public. They would make more money per vehicle operating them as an autonomous robot taxi fleet. 100%, mate. I reckon Tesla wants to go down that route. I reckon you're going to use Tesla robocabs to go to work, to take the kids to school, to go on holiday, to go to the airport. I think people sell their cars and you'll just run off that. Because if they're going to be that cheap, if they're going to be charging you 50p a mile or 80p a mile, they want it cheaper than you owning your own car. That's their goal. So then you'd sell your own car. You wouldn't have a car. But then when you need a car, you just book a Tesla cab. It's crazy. The government won't stop cross-border hiring because it'll put people out of work, but in the future allow all driverless cars to make everyone employed. Yeah, clear. Mental, innit? Innit mental? There's a vote in Netherlands coming up that will, if passed, allow a wider rollout in Europe of Tesla full driving system. Oh, mate, honest to God, mate, Honest to God, if I'm going back to a personal car and I'm doing a taxis and I'm going to go back, I'll be getting a Tesla Model Y probably. I'd want to get a Tesla with full drive capabilities, just because when that gets rolled out, I want it. That fella, what he experienced was mind blowing. I was in the car with my wife going, like a kid at Christmas going, I can't believe it. I've had driverless in my Model S, but it was only on the motorway and I'd only stay in the lanes. It was like an advanced cruise control. This drove us out of the and dropped us off at the park, the Disney park. He didn't touch the steering wheel. He didn't touch the pedals. It was crazy, mate. And amazing, to be honest. I did love it. Silver Fox, how do they read the meter? You know about the private hire app meter, mate? Because the private hire operators see all the information, don't they? And by law, they have to give all that information over now. Do you know what I mean? Sure, they're edge cases, but when it hits something obvious, like a truck overturned on a highway in the US, it'll be more of a horror blow. Yeah, there's only going to be scenarios, mate. There's going to be scenarios, but like it's unreal, mate. Honestly, watch Super Pump on ITV. They explain at the end that Uber's main goal is to get rid of drivers and go driverless. They had to pay Google 1 billion in damages because they tried to take their staff. Wow, I'll give that a watch, Andy. To be honest, Andy, Uber has got the passenger platform, but they've got no driverless. They're going to have to partner. They partnered with someone last week. I done an article on it. Let me find it. Uh, Uber and Lyft partner with Beidou to bring driverless taxis to London in 2026. Uber and Lyft are teaming up with a Chinese technology firm, Beidou, to introduce autonomous driverless taxis in London next year. So we have got next year we have got obviously Waymo coming to London properly, and now we'll have these Beidou with teaming up with Uber and Lyft. So with Waymo, Waymo's got the driverless car tech, but they haven't got the passengers. You've got to download the Waymo app, and you're going to be bothered or whatever. Where Uber, if you open up the Uber app to go to work and there's a driverless option, you might choose it. So that's where the difference is, isn't it? So after likes and follows, guys, appreciate it. Driverless cars sound great, but who's lifting the mobility scooter, shopping and suitcasing in and out of the cab? Silver Fox, I don't think it's going to replace. I don't think it's going to replace us. I don't think it's going to replace, especially conventional taxis and WAVs. It'll replace your standard Uber X drivers. That's what it's going to replace. It won't probably replace your minibus drivers, your airport transfer companies, but I reckon it will replace like your Uber X's and your standard cars. Tell me, Matt, is there any point in this strike on the 12th of Jan? No, mate. In my personal opinion, no, mate. Everyone's going to work. More people work because there's a strike. Happened with all the other strikes. There's no loyalty in self-employment, mate. Will you be on strike, Wando? Good on you, mate. Is right. Power to the people. Any advice? 1,200 jobs since graduating uni, 2-to-1 law. Really bleak the last year. Wait there, you've graduated uni and you're working Uber? Surely not. That is mental. So after likes and follows, guys, appreciate it. I'm getting off soon because I'm starving. Oh, you've applied to 1,200 jobs in law and you haven't got a job. Wow. Uni sounds a bit crap, doesn't it? So all that uni work for nothing, mate. Wow. Oh, you've applied for any job? Law, care homes, Aldi, anything? Everything you see? Oh my God, there's no jobs out there now. Can you sell your feet on OnlyFans? Nah, it's a joke, that mate. That's sad, that mate. Yeah, only EVs can save money on Uber. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't work Uber. I wouldn't work Uber out of Amy. Seen the new map, Tigola? No, never heard of it, mate. Tigola. The problem is, no, mate, all these new apps are popping up everywhere. No one's going to compete with the big dogs. It's done and dusted now. Very rare you're going to get a new app that pops up and knocks Uber off the platform. Uber's become a giant. Do you know what I mean? It's literally like me creating a search engine and trying to compete with Google, or me creating an online shop and trying to compete with Amazon. Uber's become a one of the tech giants now. You're not beating Uber. The only person that's beating Uber is another big tech giant, like Google or Amazon or Tesla, someone like that. You know what I mean? Barry from Birmingham isn't going to set up an app and compete. Not a chance. Unfortunately, not a chance. Walter's coming in Preston and Liverpool. Where'd you hear that, Wales? Hi, Matty. It's me, the guy with the Ford EcoBoost engine in the back of the boot from Coventry. Hello, mate. You all right? I still can't believe they threw an engine in the boot of your car, mate. I would have been fuming. Wait there. Did I put it on the news blog? So this Uber driver, right, got in touch and said that the passenger sneakily, yeah, I put on the news blog, yeah. Uber driver furious after the passenger loads filthy engine into his car. And there's the engine. There's the engine. In the boot of his car. Absolutely mental. Boltzmann granted permission in Preston and Liverpool to come in next month. Well, where have you heard that, lad? I've got someone at Bolts. What's that number? I'll WhatsApp them. I'm moving house next week. Can I book him? Mate, he didn't want the engine in the car. He booked an Uber. He pulled up and went, oh, I'm going to run in the shop. So the passenger went, going to throw something in your boot. He went, yeah, sure. Popped the boot open. Went into the shop. When he come back out, mate, there's a flipping engine in his boot. So have the likes and follows, guys. Appreciate it. I'm finishing in 5 minutes, guys. I am starving. Starving, mate. But listen, guys, don't forget, you got to hit that like and follow button for me. You got to go check out and follow DM News. You got to tell everyone about DM Airport Transfers, a UK-wide airport transfer company. The link is on drivermatty.com, or just go to DM Airport Transfers. Send it to your friends, put in your family WhatsApp groups. Tell everyone. I will not be working New Year's Eve, not a chance. I'm not even doing anything as well. Probably what finish Yellowstone. I'm nearly finished Yellowstone finally. Apps may pop up, they won't last. Only Tesla has the manufacturing capacity and the programming skills to dethrone Uber. It's coming to the US first, then other markets. Commuter, I think Tesla in 10 years will take from Uber massively. If you think about it, Tesla's just going to go pump, 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 pump out the cybercabs every minute of every day, 24 hours. They can flood the streets in minutes. Flood the streets in minutes. They can look at a market and go, hold on a minute, we need a demand. There's in Texas. Look, there's people waiting for a Tesla cab. Boom, 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 boom. There's another 20 pumped out. That should cover it. Oh my God. Hey, there's people waiting in California. They need Tesla cabs. Pum, 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 pum. There's more Tesla cabs. It's mental, mate. Crazy. Uber is now asking when finishing a job how many passengers are in the vehicle before rating the passenger. Yeah, I've seen that, mate. And I think it's because they want to introduce like an Uber Solo or like an Uber Small or something like that. And they're going to bring in 1 to 2 passenger Ubers, I reckon. And they're going to be even cheaper. I reckon they're going to bring in a super, super cheap option for like a solo businessman traveling to work, stuff like that. More or less guarantee it, mate. Have the likes and follows, guys. Listen, you've been a gang of legends, right? I'm going to scoot now. I will be back 10 a.m. Friday. Put it in your diary. Follow me. Remember, I'm going to be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Kick. I'll be on TikTok on the app. But TikTokers, if you want to join in with the conversation, you've got to come over to one of the other social medias because TikTok is separate, so I don't see the chat in TikTok at all compared to the rest of the socials, guys. So go check me out on Twitch. Go check me out on Kick, Facebook, YouTube. Get over there. Nice one. Thanks very much. I'll have a really good new year. I hope yous have a good new year. And I will be back Friday, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Friday, guys. See you back here. See you soon, kids. Nice one, guys.